First off, I just want to say that a $50 increase in my health department fees is well worth the good work that the health department does. I don't want my comments to be taken wrong, because the last person in the restaurant owner wants to get upset is the health inspector. No retaliation. Sure, Dan, you are still kind of new around here, aren't you? You're right. You know, my concerns when we look at these things are you know, with the Hancock and all those different things, is that what's allowed to really be put in a permit, in an inspection fee, and we should tie a vehicle and all the other different things, where some of those things are probably more capital expenditures in that department than they are true inspection. So that's all I would say. I don't think that $100 per inspection is really out of whack. But you know, sometimes they come in and everything looks great. They're there for 15 or 20 minutes. They check the temperatures. Everything's marked in the block. All those things are right. And it's, you know, when I have a service vendor come in to work on a piece of equipment that bills me a minimum of an hour, and he's out in 15 minutes, I smile and I say, I can find something for you to do 45 minutes, or you can adjust my bill down, you know. So if you're going to charge them, then you know, let's offer some other things that for restaurants that abide by it and they're doing well. And I know that's hard to do. There's times that, you know, they come in at the wrong time, they might spend 45 minutes in my place. But just so you know, and I'm looking around, unless I'm wrong, I'm the only guy from the restaurant industry here, so you know, probably my industry isn't really very worried about another $50 increase. But I think just in general, you know, some of these things in here that are concerning for me, and like, to give you a real world example with the $100 fee for the addendums, to give you an example of how someone like me that just put together a small restaurant during the winter time, that employed some people from December, January, and February to build a restaurant, to get it open in February. A lot of the things that we had going on, we weren't sure exactly how it was going to work until we really got into there. As the builder said, it's kind of like playing in a sandbox. You really don't know what's going to happen until you get into it. Right now, the way things work, and this came from the architect that did it, and both the contractors, and even the inspectors that I dealt with. Well, go ahead and get started, and if it changes, file an addendum, and we'll just come by and look at it. That is a very positive way of getting that restaurant that was open by February 2nd, that started collecting sales tax, and getting that money turned back into the city, rather than if I would have had to say, well, if we have 4 or 5 addendums, it's another $400 or $500. Well, let's stop. And yes, is it a better way to do it by saying, make sure your plans are as perfect as they can be before you start putting up drywall and doing things? Or there's a little flexibility in there, and I don't know with some of these bigger developers, some of the other things that might come up, but giving a builder or a business owner the ability to come up with what you think is going to happen, and if you've got to make a couple of changes that require an addendum, I mean, that's those were the words from the architect, is let's get the basics in there, and if something needs to change, as similar as, or as simple as, you know, well, I don't know where my can lights are going to go because I don't know where my tables are going to be until I get in the room and I kind of see where the partition walls are and things like that, so that you can say, well, now we need to put in a new reflective ceiling plan because now I need 10 more can lights than what I thought. Well, if that's $100, maybe I'm going to, you see how it kind of stymied the whole process versus giving me the flexibility to move forward, and I was able to open in February versus maybe May 1st. And there was, you know, a month or two of more sales tax that we were putting in. So my other questions, if you really want me to recap them, was questions regarding the health department, Taney County versus city. I think that's something that you guys really need to think about. And we hold ourselves to a high standard here in the city of Branson. And whether it's, you know, some of the open communication that Mayor Presley has gotten with the county, because, you know, it really makes you think about, where do I want to put my next restaurant? Do I want to put it on this side of 248 where I'm at, or do I want to go open across the street where it's in the county, and I can put up as many banners as I want, Jim, and I don't have to worry about the code enforcer coming by. So I really think that we ought to take a look at a lot of our procedures and our city code, realizing that unless Taney County wants to step up and do some similar things, it's kind of an unfair playing ground. And I know that if my restaurant catches on fire, Station 2 is going to be there like that. But I also know that if Panda House catches on fire because of the, what's it called, Ted? Whatever, yeah, mutual aid, whatever, that they're going to go over there and help put that fire out. And that's fine, that's good, we're all good human beings to take care of each other. But it's an unlevel playing field when they might not be held, Linda says they are, but if the difference from the inside the city and outside of the city, we need to kind of think about that. I know we're always going to have a border of the city, but I think maybe the best thing would be to go with Taney County and say, look, we need to kind of have similar sign ordinances. I mean, they didn't even need a building permit across the street. You know, and those are things that I know we are limited in what we can do, but it's frustrating when I say, wow, I could have put my restaurant across the street and saved a lot of money. So here we are adding more fees and things and looking at raising things when you move it across the street and all of a sudden now there is no sales tax coming to the city of Branson from the restaurant across the street.
But we're grateful you're inside our city.
As am I, Mayor. Thank you.